What is up, guys? TSL here, back with a brand new how to make a game like Superpower Training Simulator video. And so last time, in the last video, I asked you what you wanted me to make next, and you guys voted out of Safe Zone, Classes, or Fusions. Now, only four of you guys voted, at least at the time of recording, and everybody voted for Classes. So in the next 2 episodes, we will be making Classes. So in today's episode, what we are going to be doing is making like the base function of the class, and then next video we will be making that like overhead GUI that shows everyone what class we are. So let's get right into it, guys. So the first thing we want to do is start off with our leader stat script. So go right into our leader stat script, and we will have a new thing, and we will add it in right over here next to our reputation. So we'll just copy that and we will paste it down here. We'll change local rep to local class, and class.name and class.value. So class.value, we'll actually make this a string value. So let's make the name of the class to class, and then the value we will just set it to, I think the first class is F class, so we'll just put F in the chat for all the newbies. Alright guys, so that's what we need to do for our leader stats. If we need to add anything else, we will do so later on in the video. So now what we want to do is add a new button over here that will like allow us to buy new, to basically unlock new classes and fusions later on. So we will go into our starter GUI and add a new screen GUI, and we'll call it something like classes/fusions, something like that. So basically inside of it, what we want to do is first thing put a text button and move this text button down here. And actually before we style it, I want to use my roundify plugin and just make the button round basically. So then what I do then is make the z-index of the original text button to 3, and then I duplicate this roundified version of the text button, set one of them's z-index to 2, and then we'll make this color, this one that has 2 as the z-index, we'll make the color of it this, actually we'll make it the same blue as the quest button. So in our quest GUI, we will go into our open/close button, and inside of it to our one called over, copy this color and then paste it into the one that has a z-index of 2 that's in our text button, and there we have it. Let's also rename this one to over and rename the other one to shadow. So now let's copy the color for shadow from our other button, and that is just this color right here, and let's paste it right here. And now if we just drag this height down a little, now we have a nice shadow. Alright, so this button's a little too big, so let's just scale it in here. And I think all of these buttons honestly are a little too big. So what I want to do is open up our player stats 1, 2, and the open player stats button, get the open and close button from our quest GUI, and the text button from our new GUI, grab them all at the same time, and then just scale them in just a bit. Alright, so that looks a lot better honestly, because we don't want to have humongous buttons on the side of our screen so that mobile players will always just accidentally click those buttons. So I want to close the rest of these right here and rename this text button to something more like open and close. We'll do open/close, and then we will set the text to say classes and fusions. Alright, and then what we want to do is text scale to true. We want to make the text color to white. And then the next thing we want to do is take the text stroke transparency and set that to 0. And the last thing, set the fonts to sources sans bold. Alright, now that's looking pretty cool, guys. So let's go ahead and add a frame into the screen GUI. So now that we have this nice little frame over here, let's just bring it over here. We will set the size of this frame to something like 0.5, 0, 0.5, 0. And then basically just want to make this a bit taller and more. Alright, so now I want to set the position to 0.5, 0, 0.5, 0. And then we need to set the anchor point to 0.5, 0.5. And now it's right in the middle of our screen, even if it's on mobile. Alright guys, so this is looking a bit weird, as you can see right there. The reason for this is because in this open and close button, we did something wrong with our size. So let's just set this to like whatever, 0.1, 0, 0.1, 0. And that's actually like perfect, almost perfect. So let's just make it a little tiny bit bigger, and there we go. And now it's perfectly sized. So basically, the reason that works is because to make it be scaled perfectly on both sides, we need the scale to be set and the offset set as 0. So that's why it's now perfect when it's on mobile too. Alright guys, so the next thing we want to do is do something with this frame. It's looking pretty ugly over here right now, gotta admit. So real quick, I just want to see what we did with our other frames. So let's just go into like our player stats in our frame. Let me just take this visible to true real quick and set this frame visible false. Alright, so we do have a little shadow, but I think I want to change the look because that one that actually doesn't look nice. But that was a long time ago we made that. We'll redesign everything probably in the last episode of the series before the game goes public. So basically what I want to do is just make this a round version of itself. So we'll go to our plugins and make it round 5. Alright, so now that it's round, since it's frame, it just completely converts it to a frame, and there's not a frame like an image inside of the frame, so it's just the same thing. So now we can change the color of this maybe to the same color as this button, because I like that nice blue color. So the same color as the over. Alright, and let's paste that over here. Not over there, over here. Alright, so that's looking pretty nice. Now the next thing we want to do, I want to give it a border, but the border color I want is the shadow color that we use for the button. So let's copy that. And then in our frame, scroll up here, and the border color 3, we want to set it to this color. And we want to set the border size to like 4. Or actually, we can't even see the border on the image. I completely forgot about that. So basically what I usually do is just duplicate this frame, and I make the color I want the outline to be. I make the z-index 1 less than the original frame, and then I just scale it out on every side. Just a little, try to make it match. I know there's probably a much better way to do this, but yeah, it works. We have a little outline around it now. So now what I want to do is put this frame inside of the other frame, and now that messes up our thing. So we have to set the size to 1, 0, 1, 0, and then work from there. So let's just do that over. And one more over here, and the last one right here. Now that is definitely not even, but it's okay. Alright, good enough, guys. You know, it's not gonna be perfect, you guys will probably find a nice smart way to get around that. We'll just rename this to something like outline, and that's that. So now let's just add a little title. Actually, we'll have a text button over here, and we'll make it go up here. And yeah, we'll make it round. But first, before we forget, I want to set the size so that it'll scale nicely on mobile for mobile users. Yeah. Don't worry, I just said it's 0.3, 0.3, but we're just changing it now anyways. Now I want to make this thing round because it looks better when it's round, and make the z-index of this to 2, and this thing I want to name to background. And then now basically what we do, change the color. We'll make it this so this will have a z-index of 0, or actually no, we'll have a z-index of 1, and we'll rename this to outline, and then we'll duplicate it, and we'll drag the original outline inside of this one, and set the size, which is already one comes. Alright, so then we'll rename the parent one to background, and we'll make the color the same color as the frame. So that's that now. And we'll set the z-index to 2 as well, and then this z-index to 3, the z-index of the text button itself. And now let's give it the outline. And just working on this, giving it the outline. Alright, so there's that, and now let's customize the text button a little. So set text scale to true, as always, font to sources sans bold right here, and we'll make it say classes, and then text color will be white, and the textural transparency 0 to get that nice little outline. Alright guys, so that looks pretty great right now. So next thing we want to do is just rename this text button first of all to classes, and basically what we want to do is add a new frame inside of this frame, and basically the frame will be invisible, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll just add a new frame in. So we'll right click or click this little plus here, click frame. We'll set the size to 1, 0, 1, 0, which is the whole size of the frame. And then we'll make the background transparency to 1. And now we have a transparent frame, and we'll rename it to classes frame. Alright guys, we're moving along pretty nicely, so now what we're going to want to do is start setting up our base of how this GUI will look. So the first thing I actually want to do is scale this down just a little so that it's right there. And now what we're going to do is inside of this classes frame thing, we're going to have a scrolling frame. Yeah, we'll add a scrolling frame. Inside the scrolling frame, we'll just make the size 1, 0, 1, 0, and the background transparency to 1. And now we have a scrolling frame. Now we'll call this, actually we'll leave it at scrolling frame. And now inside of the scrolling frame, we'll have a UI grid layout. Yeah, we'll have a UI grid layout. Or actually, we'll have a nice UI list layout, and we'll make the size of the frame, the scrolling frame, to 0.5, 0, 1, 0. And now it's like that, and we'll actually make it to 0.75. And actually, sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure out the right sizing. Put 0.60, and that's good. So now what I want to do is add something inside of the scrolling frame. Well, actually, first inside of the classes frame, we'll just add a how about a nice image label, and this basically will be over here. And we'll set the size of this to like 0.1, 0, 0.1, 0. And now it's really small, but we'll make this bigger, don't worry. And there we have it. Alright, so this is basically going to be the logo of the Fusion, or the class logo. And then basically underneath it, we'll rename this to logo. And then underneath it, so in the classes frame, we'll add a new text label. And basically we'll make it the same width. Actually, we'll just set the size to 0.3, 0, 0.2, 0, and then just make it look like fine. Well, the background color or the background transparency will be set to 1 anyways, but then we'll put text scale to true and the font size to, the font to Sources Sans bold, and we'll make it say class, or we'll just do F class. And there's that. So we'll take the text color and make it white, and make the text stroke transparency to 0. And the last thing we want to do with this thing is rename it to class name. Alright, so now the last thing we want to do, actually we want to do 2 more things in here before we start scripting. So, well, actually a few more things before we start scripting, but 2 more things inside of the classes frame. So inside the classes frame, we'll add a new text label, or actually we'll just duplicate our class's name text label, bring it down a bit, and we'll basically make it say gives a ×1 multiplier on all stats. Alright, so there we have that, and we'll rename this one to actually we'll do like desk. Alright, and now the last thing we want to do in our classes frame is add a text button. This text button will be right here, and we'll just do the same thing with our sizes. Just set it to 0.1, 0, 0.1, 0, and then just scale it from there. So this will make the background color, we'll make this lime green for now. So we can, 0,255, 0, and then text scale true, text color to white, a nice outline around our text, and we want it to be Sources Sans bold, and we want it to say bye. So one thing we forgot that we have to do, but first let's just rename this before we forget that too. So we'll say buy button. We forgot to put the price, so we'll just put this down a little more, and then we'll duplicate this, put it down, and we'll take this down a little more, and this will say like price : free, or actually we'll just say free instead of price : and that's looking nice. Let's just rename this to price. Alright, nice guys, nice. So now that's our base layout, everything will be changing. It'll be dynamic once we script it. Alright, but that's it for our classes frame. Then moving on to the scrolling frame inside of it. So we'll start off with the F class, and we'll make F class, and I think next is like C, F class and then C class. If that's not how it is, then I'm doing it anyways, guys. So actually I think it's D class. D class. We're doing D class. Alright. So we'll add 2 UI, or not UI, we'll add 2 image buttons. One will be named to F class, like that. We'll duplicate it, and this one will be named to D class. Alright, so one thing we want to do with the scrolling frame is make the width over here a bit smaller so that it doesn't start all the way there. And it'll start like right here. Also, can we make the gap a little bigger? Don't know. If not, it's not that big of a deal. So yeah. Alright, we can set the scale though. So we'll set it to 0.1, 0, 0.1, 0. And then we'll just scale it from there. The scaling is super weird with this thing. Honestly, we'll copy the size of logo and we'll paste it into this size, and because of that it looks so weird. And then we want to just make it a lot smaller. Alright, so this, I hate the scaling in here. Alright, so that looks about right. So now let's copy this size and paste it into F class too. Alright, so now they're the same size. Nice. So obviously these will have like the actual pictures once we make them. So let's actually make them now. So if we open up Roblox and we go into our Create tab and we go to, how about decals, and we actually have to make the decals first. So let's do that real quickly. Alright, so we'll open up this. This right here. Whoops, wrong thing. It's actually supposed to be this online photo editor. It's completely free. We'll open this up and we'll make the name like F class, and we'll make the background transparent, and we'll create this. And basically, honestly, the logo is pretty much just two lines that are going like almost in a V, but not quite. So we'll just take our draw tool over here, we'll make it bigger, and alright, so you see it's way too big, so let's just click Command Z or Control Z, whatever your keyboard says. Alright, so let's make it, first of all, let's make the color, change the color over here, change it to white, and now go down like that, and like that. Alright, so that is the worst thing I've ever seen, so let's delete that. I am looking for the rectangle tool, here it is. So let's just draw two rectangles. The first one will be like that. Let's click here in transform controls. We will rotate this like that, and then we will duplicate it. Then we'll have to go over here, click duplicate layer, move this one, and we'll rotate it. Well, actually here. So we see the rotation on this first one. The rotation is, it doesn't say. Okay, nice. So we pretty much just want to mirror it. So let's check if it's even. Just draw a rectangle. Alright, so it's not even yet. Let's delete that. So let's go back to here, click on this one, and let's rotate a little more. And I think that's good. So let's make the colors, like double click over here, click color overlay, and click this in white, and then click OK, and then the same thing for this one, color overlay, OK. Alright, now we can delete this, and now we have basically the logo for F class. Nice. So if we click export as PNG or PNG, I don't know what I'm saying, then we'll click save and it should download. And now basically what I want to do is grab both of these, or copy them both and duplicate both layers, bring them both down, and now we have D class. So we'll click export as PNG, save, and it's still the same name, but it's fine. So now over here we'll click upload, choose file actually, and then we will look in our downloads and we will find our thing. So first we'll click F class, alright, and we'll just upload it as F class. Once it uploads, we will then get our F class 1, which we'll actually rename to D class. You guys, I'm not showing you guys this because I don't want you guys to see all my files. So yeah, and then here, upload, and now we have both of our things created, both of our decals or images. So now what we need to do is we need to go to them and copy this ID here, and then for F, this was F class, yeah. So then in our F class button thing, we will go to image and we'll paste this, and now it's there, and we can make the background color of this image thing to like orange. Yep, and there we go, a beautiful F class logo. So now let's do the same thing with our D class. Let's go over here, copy these numbers, go to this and the image, paste it, go over back to our F class, copy the background color, paste it. There we go. Now we have our beautiful logos in place. So now we can finally start like scripting this. So the first thing we're gonna do in F class, we'll make a local script, and inside of it basically we'll add a script.parent. Mouse button one click, connect function, and then inside of here what we're gonna do is we are going to actually I want to save the game first. Alright, so now we'll get our for this we don't even have to do this. So basically we'll just make a few variables. So we'll do local logo will be equal to script.parent. So this is now the classes frame, and then inside of it we want to get the logo image label, and then we'll do local name is equal to the same script.parent thing, and whoops. Then we want to actually put it here and do dot class name, and we'll do local desk is equal to that, and local price is equal to that dot price, and this has to be that dot desk. Alright, so now inside of here, since this is just the F class button, all we have to do is set the logo dot image equal to script.parent dot image, and then we'll do name dot text is equal to and then we'll do desk dot text is equal to gives a 1 times multiplier on all stats, and we'll do price dot text is equal to free Alright, so we won't be able to see those changes because that's everything it already says. So now we'll do the same thing with our D class. So we'll duplicate the script, put it into D class, and then basically over here we will change this to D class. And this will give you a 2 times multiplier and everything, and it will cost you 100 coins because we are not rich in this game. Alright, so now basically what we have to do is handle the buying. So the way we're going to do that is not in any of this stuff, but in our classes frames buy button. So basically we'll add a local script. We'll do local player is equal to game.players.local player. We'll do local coins is equal to player.coins. We'll do local I think that's actually local class is equal to player.class. Alright, so basically, since this is alright, so first thing we need to do obviously is script.parent.mouse button one click :connect function. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is we'll make a new variable up here called local name is equal to script.parent.class name. We'll do if class or if name is equal to D class and class is not equal to D class, then what we want to do is, I don't know why I did that because this is not any other programming language, so we need to do that. So if the name is D class and our current class is not D class, then basically what we want to do is add another if statement. We'll do if coins dot value is greater than or equal to. Alright, let's make a new variable up here called local price. So be equal to script.parent.price. So if this is greater than or equal to price, or actually we know what price it is, so we don't even need that. We'll just make it say 100. Then we'll be able to buy it. So basically we'll just make our class equal to D class. But first of all, right here, name, if that's equal to that, but if class.value is equal to that, and if name.text is equal to that, then that's good. So let's just save this. Then actually all we really need to do, first let's just up here make a local event and make it equal to our game replicated storage dot, let's see, our events, it was something like add or subtract coins. Yep, that's it. And then we'll set the class. Alright, so we have another event in there, I'm pretty sure, right? So we actually don't. So what we need to do, let's check in our add psychic script. So yeah. So basically what we're gonna do is we'll make a new remote event and we'll call it add stat, and we'll actually make it say add or sub actually no, just add stat. Yeah. And basically we'll say in our server script service we'll make a new script and we'll call it add stat script. There we go. We'll do local event is equal to game dot replicate is storage dot add stat, and we'll do event dot on server event connect function. We'll take in our player and our stat. So we'll do player find, or rather wait for child, and we want to wait for stat dot value will be equal to, or will be plus equal to, and we'll take in a val and we'll add it to a val. So that's that. And why am I doing this? I have no idea. This should also, here, we'll say op, and we'll do if op is equal to this, then we'll have an end over here, else if the operator is equal to set, then we'll do the same thing pretty much, except we want to make it equal to val. Alright, so if we save that now, and then over here we'll do we'll keep that local sub coins, and then we'll do local set class is equal to game dot replicate storage dot add stat, and then over here we'll say set class fire server, and we'll just pass in the stat we want, which is in this case class. I think we called it class in our leader stats like that. Let's just check, and yep, we called it class, and it should be f-class like that. Let's just save, and then so we'll get class, and we'll add a comma. Next thing is our value, so we'll set it to D class, and then over here the last thing we do is we get the operator and we want it to be set. Alright, so then we just want to subtract our coins, so 5 is server, and minus, and I think that's all we need to do for that. Yeah. Alright, so if we save this now, then that should be good. I think if we tested it, it should change our class, but right now our class doesn't do anything anyways. But let's just test how if this works at all. Click play, pray that it doesn't crash, which it didn't. So if we click on F class, you see it loads in our logo. We just didn't make the background color orange. It's fine. Over here, then we do this, and there is a big problem. So local script trying to index string with text. So name.text. Alright, so name.text. Let's try that. I don't think that's what it is, but let's just see. It's been a while since we've made GUIs here, so let's just see that. That's gonna do anything. Yeah. Alright, so let's just stop. So what's our problem over here? Let's just see. Close this script right here. So basically we have our name is equal to script.parent.parent.parent.class name, and class name is this. Yeah. So what's the problem here? Here, what if we do a print of name.text? There shouldn't be a problem. Let's just see. Probably just a silly mistake on my end. Alright, so right here, if we click this, it says nil. So there must be a problem with our variable. What if we just print name overall? Alright, let's see what this does, guys. So basically what this gives us is frame. It gives us frame. Why does it give us frame? Alright, so let's just name this to class name text or something, and then change this to class name text, and save this. Don't know why it's giving us frame. Alright, there we go. Okay. So we'll try price text now. Price text, and in our script we'll do price text right over, wait, not over here, over here we'll do price text. Alright, and I think the other one was actually working, the desk was actually working, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so I think we fixed it, guys. I don't know why that was happening like that. But yeah, now it's good, except for this. We need to change the text. So, price.text, it didn't work because we put it as a lowercase t. Alright, so it looks like everything's working great. Let's just make the logo's background color the same as these buttons over here. So let's do that. So let's copy these background colors and put it in this logo background color. Perfect, guys. Well, it will be, at least, I think. Alright, let's do that instead. I don't know. Alright, so now that we have that done, let's actually test this again, like fully. Let's see if it'll change our class inside of our player. So right now, if we open up our class or our player, go inside of what's it called? Class. Right here it says F class. We click over here. We click buy, nothing happens. But if we actually, something should have happened, but we have an error over here. Alright, so we didn't change this to text and this to text. So let's save that now. And let's test this. Alright, so let's see when it loads. We have our player here and no errors as of right now. Class. Alright, so we have 1,500 coins. So if we click here, then absolutely nothing happens. Let's see why this is if we go into our buy button local script. So if the name's text is D class, which it can never be because this is class name, but it needs to be class name text. And that's that. So save to Roblox. So yeah, let's test this. Let's just make sure there's nothing else we need to fix real quick. There shouldn't be. So if we do that, click play, Then now it should work because we renamed it. Alright, so if we click this, well, first of all, let's go into our player class, F class, click it now. Now we are D class. Nice. Let's just look at our error here. So the reason we got that error is because we forgot to supply the value of this, which is 100. So now if we save this, everything will be working perfectly, and then all we need to do is pass the multipliers. Alright, so if we go into here, in our class, go here, click this buy button, then we get changed to D class, but we're still having an error. Attempt to perform an arithmetic add on number and string. Yeah. What do you mean? Close that. Hold on, let's go back here. Arithmetic add. Oh, okay. So we supplied this backwards. This is supposed to be 100 and this is supposed to be minus. So now if we save this, my bad guys, it's just rushing a little. Didn't even notice that, and now everything will be perfectly. We lost our 100 coins, and we now are D class. Alright, so before this video goes way too long, let's quickly make our the rest of this. So actually, before we can completely move on from the GUI, we have to go into our open close button, local script, parent mouse button one click, connect, function. We'll do, this should be end, like that. Or, no, just like that, yeah, but this should be like that. Alright, so we'll do script.parent.frame.visible, or script.parent.frame.visible is equal to not script.parent.parent.frame.visible, and then that's all we're going to do. We're not going to make it fancy this time, guys, because I feel like this video is way too long, which it is. Alright, so now we can just close that and make this visible false and save this really quick. And now let's just add our multipliers real quick. So what I'm going to do is close this GUI stuff, and I think in server storage the best way to do this will be to add a module script, and basically it'll just be like this, but we'll call this local class mults, and class mults, then we'll do class mults dot f class is equal to 1, and class mults dot d class is equal to 2. So if we save this, then we'll now go here, or not here, but we'll go into our main strength event. Main strength event, we will now, instead of just multiplying zone multi-value, we will do our local class is equal to player dot class dot value, or actually we'll not do dot value, we'll do local mults is equal to game dot server storage dot well, actually we're doing this wrong. Let's just copy this from here. We need to require that. We need to require game dot server storage and we need to get our what's it called? Our class mults. What did we name it over here? Just module script. We'll call it class mults. Alright, so we'll do if class is equal to f class, then we'll do class mult is equal to mults dot f class mult, or dot f class, and we'll set this to local class mult, and then we'll do else if class is equal to d class, then we'll set this basically the same thing but d class, and then over here we'll multiply this by class mult, and that should be good. So let's just copy this stuff right here, and it's not good because we forgot dot value, of course, and there we go. So now if we copy this stuff right here and we paste it in everyone here, and whoops, we actually missed one thing to copy, which was the class variable. So if we copy that, paste it here, and then paste it right here too, and then just multiply this by class val or class mult, and multiply by class mult, then it should be good, and save to Roblox. Nice. So now let's just do the same thing in our main endurance event. So right here we'll paste it in, and we will paste it in and paste it in, and then we'll just do multiplied by class mult, and copy that, paste it there, and paste it there, and we'll just copy this once again, and we'll just save the whole game right now. And now we just need to do it for our psychic, which is easy because we just need to go here, add psychic, and over here we'll just paste in these variables, and we will multiply by class mult, and save this, save to Roblox, and we should have working classes now. Like I said, in the next video we'll have the overhead GUI. Alright, so right now if I am punching or doing psychic or any one of these power-ups, we're just getting one because our class right now is F class. But if I close this and open up this and I click on the D class and I click buy, we lose some coins and we are now D class. So now if we go into our stats and we use our punch ability, we are now getting ×2. And if we do a push-up, we're also getting 2. We do psychic, we're also getting 2. So those are working classes, guys. We actually might work on classes in 3 videos. This video, the next video for the overhead GUIs, and then the third video for like making it so that you can equip, and actually no, there's no point in that. But we might just add some more classes in the third video. If you enjoyed this video and this helped you out, guys, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. Helps your boy out a lot and motivates me to make a lot more videos, and it's really just appreciated. It's 100% free, so please hit the like button, subscribe, and comment below. If something's not working for you, don't just say it's not working. Tell me what's not working and I'll help you fix it. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.